So here we are, guys. We're going to go ahead and review the Klim Krios off-road dual sport helmet. I have one right here. This is the one that I've been wearing for over a month now, and I am so blown away at this helmet that you know, with 3 different motorcycles and different disciplines of riding, I went out after wearing this and decided to pick up another of the black raw carbon fiber model with a little bit of color splash in it. But I'll just say a few things about this helmet. It's an incredible, really well done helmet from Klim. Klim, if you've never heard of it, makes off-road gear out of Idaho. They make the best gear in the industry, period, for basically dirt biking and adventure riding, pretty much any kind of off-road, and even a lot of on-road stuff, even some sport bike type clothing, but mostly geared around adventure riding. They use the most cutting-edge fabrics, the best of everything, the best technology in their armor, which they use D3O armor. I mean, they're just a great company. But anyway, getting back to the helmet, you know, basically a dirt bike style helmet. You have, it's a full composite carbon fiberglass shell, and this helmet in an extra large, believe it or not, only weighs in at 3.2 pounds. Absolutely incredibly light, just really light. By far the most comfortable helmet I've ever worn. It has the softest material inside that's just, it doesn't even feel like it should belong in a motorcycle helmet. It's almost like too soft, but it's not. It works really good. It feels great when you put it on your face. There's no rough edges that scrape your face as you pull the helmet down. It's a medium oval shape. You know, everything's kind of a standard as far as the guts. You know, these cheek pads just pop right out with snaps. You got a lot of venting. You have metal mesh vents here in the front, 4 openings that don't open or close. And on the back side, which you can't really see in this light, but on the back side under the chin guard right there, it's just a foam backing on the back side of these front vents. And it didn't make a lot of sense to me at first until I realized that right along the bridge of the nose, right along the seal, there's little vents that open up. And so what happens is the air is forced in the front, comes up, and then goes straight up to the inside of the face shield, which is ingenious. Keeps air going against the inside of the shield and obviously prevents fogging. And then right up here, you got this big, huge vent that is just a real simple up and down. You just push down to close, pull back on it to open. That's it. And you got multiple vents that come in here, channel through the inside of the liner, and then you have your exhaust vents on this rear spoiler, pretty much right here with steel mesh lined exit vents. So venting works real good, super comfortable, super light, really interchangeable too, which is really cool. You got these knobs right here on the side that you just pull down a quarter turn like this, just boom, quarter turn, and then just pull out, and boom, the knob falls off. There's the side of your peak, and then your visor just pulls straight off, and that's it. And if you want to, you can loosen that bolt, lift the visor up to a certain angle and pull straight out and pull the front wind visor off, or the front shield off, without removing the visor, for when you want to wear goggles and not have the face shield on. And that's like pretty much in straight dirt bike setup. So super easy to use. None of this stuff really requires tools. On top, you have a little plastic knob here that screws into the top of the helmet, and you can put it in this position here where the hole is by pushing down on the visor and moving it to this hole, or pushing the visor up so that it has more of a swept up design by using this front hole and tightening the knob down on that one. I prefer it higher up. It's got so many vents through it here, as you can see. There's tons of air vents, so you don't get the wind hitting the visor, and causing your head to bobble back and forth and catching you side to side and all that stuff. The wind goes right through the visor. This thing is really, really quiet, and again, so incredibly light and comfortable. The interior is all moisture wicking and antimicrobial, so it prevents the inside of your helmet from getting all stanky and smelly from your sweat, and it helps wick your sweat away from your head, and it dries really quick. Yeah, so I can't say enough about the helmet. Love it. And then, of course, I added the Sena 20S, which is the Bluetooth communicator. This is a little pop-up antenna. The 20S, made by Sena, will allow you to have up to 8 riders, I believe, up to 1.2 miles in range. And, real simple operation. It has a button in the back, button on the bottom, and then the jog dial. The jog dial spins both directions and presses in. So basically, we'll do a more in-depth review of the 20S Sena later. But back to the helmet. So anyway, love the helmet so much that I wanted to do an unboxing of the brand new Creos. So stoked, yes. So it was kind of hard to get these colored ones with the carbon fiber. So I'm going to go ahead and break this bad boy open. It says on top here that it's Sena 10U capable. I don't run the 10U on the Sena, I run the 20S. And I know that the 20S already fits because it's on my white one. But anyway, this is the Klim Krios. I got this one in extra large. I'll go ahead and crack this bad boy open and lift your arm up out of there. And of course, you get a super nice helmet bag with the Klim logo. They give you an extra face shield that's dark and tinted, which I don't use. They give you a fog resistant pin lock lens for the face shield, which is nice. These are like expensive and they throw that in. So that's it for the contents of the box. As far as the helmet goes, we will pull this up, slide this down, and one other thing they give you that's hooked to the helmet is a little bag of extra goodies. These actually prove to be pretty important because just recently I think I was messing with my visor and I accidentally left one of these plastic nuts loose, and it's kind of a cam device, and it popped off when I was riding somewhere, and so this was rattling around and the face shield was flying off and open. And this first helmet I bought, I didn't keep this bag of goodies, or at least I misplaced it, so had to order more from Klim's website and wait and ride around with this helmet with no face shield and no peak, and I kind of look like Dave Mira riding a BMX bike. But anyway, so keep your bag of goodies. The bag includes little blockout plates so that if you want to run the helmet with no peak and just a face mask, or just the front, not face mask, but I'm sorry, the face shield, they have plastic caps that cover this here, because you'll see obviously more of the mechanical stuff underneath it if you pull the peak off. So it comes with little cover plates that you can run when you're in street mode. But here it is, the black carbon. You can see the carbon weave in there, in the gray color with the high vis yellow. So as I was saying, there's the rear vent. You can see the raw carbon fiber strands underneath the matte finish. That's a kind of a clear coat. Lines from the helmet carry up onto the peak, down to the front. Got your Klim logo, got your front intake and grill. Of course, you got your windscreen there, and pretty much all the exact same features I just went over on my white one, but this is the black and high vis one. It's cool, you know. It's got a good sporty look to it, not too aggressive and loud and wild. It's more of a subdued kind of a style, but I like it either way. So I'm going to be installing my intercom, my separate intercom system onto that new helmet, so that I can switch from helmet to helmet with the Sena. So what you do is you hit this button, slide this up, and that's your Sena device that plugs in through that set of pins. And you can leave this piece in the helmet, and as long as you put one of these kits in each helmet, which includes your front boom, this is your mic that goes up underneath to the front of the helmet under the chin curtain and tucks in underneath there, and you put it right in front of your mouth. And then you have two wires that come out and tuck in underneath the liner, and those go to the two earphones that sit right behind these foam ear cups. The speakers sit right underneath those and blast through the foam, and off you go. You got your sound. But anyway, so I have a spare one of these that I'll be mounting into the new Creos, and then I can just switch the 20S module over to the other helmet and be good to go. One thing I did do on my Sena, on this particular Sena, is I took the speakers out and I cut the wires, and, well, not cut them, but I desoldered the wires from the speakers that came with the Sena headset kit. And I took a set of really high-end gaming headphones from my kids that a pair they weren't using anymore, and basically tore them all apart and took the speaker drivers out, and they're bigger around than the ones that come with the Sena, and they have way better sound quality than the little cheap speakers that come with this headset. I shouldn't say cheap. I mean, it sounds good. It sounds fine. You're going down the road, the music sounds great, but you put a set of I think they were a set of Astro 40 really good gaming headphone speaker drivers that I soldered into this and remounted it into the helmet. Now volume goes way louder, music is way better. You can hear the bass booms harder, has a deeper sound, doesn't sound all distorted and tinty, has really crisp highs and good mids, really good sound versus the stock ones. And it's a quickie upgrade if you're decent at cutting wires and soldering and using shrink wrap over the, or not shrink wrap, I shouldn't say shrink wrap, heat shrink tubing over the wires, you can, you know, get it all back to factory, make it look nice, and tuck it all in there, and it works great. So anyway, that is my review of the Klim Krios. My two babies. Mwah. Great helmets. They're $550 though. So, you know, I can't stress enough that you spend the most amount you can possibly spend on your protective gear for riding. Especially if you're an old fart like I am that has a family. I mean, you know, you can't put a price on the top of the line gear. Obviously carbon fiber helmets are way lighter, and they far exceed the ratings that they use for rating helmets and their ability to protect your melon. So I highly recommend these helmets. I mean, the helmet that I'm moving from, that I came from, was the Hornet Shoei, and I was fortunate enough to get one as a gift from my local dealer. And you know, it's a Hornet X1, I believe, orange and black, beautiful helmet, great. It's comfortable, but man, the minute this came out and I slipped it on my head, I didn't even think twice. I just picked it up, bought it, and put the Shoei on the shelf, and I haven't worn any other helmet but this. Actually, it's been quite a bit over a month. It's been almost 2.5 months. And that Shoei was $1,000. So as far as money spent for quality, this helmet's better than a Shoei, I think, by far. Way more comfortable, fits better, has higher protection ratings. It's carbon, where the Shoei $1,000 helmet is not carbon, but it's kind of Shoei's own mix of carbon composite. I think there's a little bit of carbon in it, but it's not a full carbon helmet like this is. Klim just killed it with this helmet, and my hat's off to those guys in Idaho, man. They know what they're doing. And I'm going to go ahead and do some more reviews coming up here shortly on the Klim gear that I ride with daily. My jacket, the Badlands jacket. I bought the Adventure Rally pant, which is their top of line high-end pant. It's incredible stuff. And if you don't know Klim, go look it up on the internet and study it. Look at it on YouTube. It's just amazing. So, hey, if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and subscribe and tell me you liked it, and tell me what you didn't like. If there's more things you want me to cover on some of these products, you know, type it in the comments and let me know, and I'll get in there and answer your questions to the best of my ability. I try not to get super detailed into the hardcore specs of this stuff, these products. A lot of people do unboxings and then they get into the spec sheets and they don't really talk about the real world applications of it. This thing, I can tell you on a daily basis, is the best helmet I've ever had. So I wanted to give more real world reviews of some of these products, and hopefully you know, give you some valuable information that you don't always get. Hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Thanks for coming by and checking out the new goodies, and I'll talk to you next time.